Did you know there is a secret formula to attract prosperity and completely change your financial life? Today, we're going to explore part 1 of the 15 biblical habits that can transform your relationship with money forever. This isn't just about saving or spending better, but about principles that have been tested throughout the centuries. And the first one will blow your mind. In the Bible, Proverbs 21:20 says, "In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, but a foolish man devours all he has." Translating this into real life, the habit of living below your means is like a golden key to open doors you didn't even know existed. Think of it like a glass of water. Your salary or earnings fill the glass, but if there's a hole in the bottom, it will never stay full. Most people spend everything they earn, or even more, and the result is predictable. Piling bills, sleepless nights, and that feeling that the money disappears before you even see where it went. But don't worry, this isn't about living in scarcity or cutting out everything that makes you happy. It's about making smarter choices and preparing the ground for abundance. A great example of this is the story of Joseph in Egypt. He advised Pharaoh to store part of the harvest during the 7 years of plenty. And do you know what happened? When the famine came, Egypt not only survived, it became a hub of prosperity. Now, stop and reflect. What's the hole in your financial cup? Small daily decisions can make all the difference. So, as you think about this, write in the comments, "I am prosperous," because the words you declare have more power than you realize. This was just the first part, and we're just getting warmed up. Stay with me to discover the next habit, which will level up the way you look at money. Speaking of prosperity, the next habit gets straight to the point: the practice of gratitude. It's easy to overlook what we already have when we're so focused on what we still want. But here's the secret: gratitude unlocks abundance. Have you noticed how many stories in the Bible begin with thankfulness? Jesus, for example, gave thanks before multiplying the loaves and fish for thousands of people. It's as if the act of recognizing what we already have paves the way to receive even more. Science confirms this. Studies show that grateful people are more likely to achieve their financial goals. Gratitude is like planting a seed in fertile soil. The more you give thanks, the more you harvest. And here's a challenge. Take a moment right now and think of something you're genuinely grateful for. Write it in the comments, or even better, say it out loud. Did you feel the impact? This simple habit can completely change the way you see your financial journey. But wait, because the next habit not only complements gratitude, but it takes your financial life to a whole new level. Hold on tight, because we're about to talk about the power of giving. But that's a topic for the next segment. Stay tuned, because the upcoming revelations will surprise you. And now, we come to what might seem counterintuitive: the habit of giving. You might be thinking, what do you mean? If I'm already trying to save, why should I give part of what I have? The answer lies in the essence of what the Bible teaches about abundance. In Malachi 3:10, God says, "Bring the whole tithe." We've reached a critical point: avoiding the debt trap. This is one of the Bible's most direct lessons, found in Proverbs 22:7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. It couldn't be clearer. Debt is a weight that can imprison your finances and even your mind. Now here's the point many people overlook. It's not just about not taking out loans, but understanding why you do it. Most debts are born from impulsive decisions, that immediate desire to have something now without thinking about the future impact. But hold on, it doesn't mean that all debt is bad. There's a difference between a debt that pushes you forward, like investing in education or a business, and one that pulls you back, like unnecessary spending. The key is in knowing how to distinguish one from the other. Let's be honest, many, At times, we use credit as a shortcut to fill emotional voids or impress others. But true freedom begins when you look at your finances and realize that you have complete control over them. Here's a practical tip. Before making any credit purchase, ask yourself, will this bring me closer or further from my financial goals? And since we're talking about freedom, the next habit is a powerful extension of this: the importance of saving and building a solid future. Stay with me, because what's coming next could be the biggest game changer for your prosperity. And now we enter the territory of building, the habit of saving and preparing for the future. This is not just financial advice, but a principle rooted in biblical wisdom. Remember the story of Joseph in Egypt. During the 7 years of abundance, he led the people to store part of every harvest. When the years of scarcity came, they didn't just survive, they thrived. Saving a portion of what you earn is more than a practical act. It's a sign of intelligence and foresight. It's telling the future, I'm ready for you. And in practice, this means creating an emergency fund, investing with purpose, and thinking beyond the immediate. But be careful. Saving is not about hoarding out of fear. It's about creating security and opportunities. Imagine having resources available to seize a unique opportunity. Now, let's talk about working with diligence and striving for excellence. This is the habit that separates those who only dream from those who truly achieve. In Proverbs 10:4, it is written, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." The Bible couldn't be clearer. Consistent effort is one of the greatest catalysts for prosperity. And here's the important detail. It's not just about working more, but working better. View your work as an opportunity to create value, to make a difference, to stand out. No matter what your occupation is, from the smallest to the highest position, excellence attracts recognition, and recognition attracts reward. Look around. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented, but those who were the most persistent. They didn't quit at the first obstacle. They kept going, day after day, with consistency and focus. And one more thing, working diligently doesn't mean sacrificing everything for work. It's about finding balance and using your time and effort wisely. After all, true prosperity is built with intention, not exhaustion. Now, with this momentum, let's move on to the next habit, which directly connects effort to its rewards. Investing wisely to multiply what you already have. You won't want to miss this. Now that you've understood the importance of investing and multiplying what you have, we reach the next fundamental principle: being honest and having integrity in all your actions. The Bible makes it clear that honesty is the foundation for any lasting success. In Proverbs 12:22, it says, "Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight." Here's the truth. No matter how brilliant your plan is or how quickly you seek results, if you don't act with integrity, everything you've built can crumble. Honesty isn't just about avoiding lies. It's about being transparent, keeping your word, and acting according to your principles, even when no one is watching. People with integrity attract trust, and trust is one of the most valuable assets. In the business and financial world, your reputation will be the foundation. Now, we're reaching a point that might surprise you: living with generosity and without greed. In Proverbs 11:25, we find a profound lesson. A generous soul will prosper, and he who waters will also be watered. It may seem simple, but the impact of this on your financial life is immense. True prosperity is not just about accumulating, but about sharing. Many people think the key to wealth is to hold everything to themselves. But the Bible teaches us that the more generous you are, the more you will receive in return, not just in money, but in opportunities, friendships, and gratitude. Generosity doesn't mean just giving large sums of money. Sometimes Sometimes it can be as simple as dedicating your time, offering help, or even being a source of support for those around you. And the great truth here is that when you live with an open heart, the abundance that comes into your life goes beyond the financial. Here's a fact: the most successful are the most generous. And it's not by coincidence. When you share, you create a network of positive energy that comes back to you. It's not a mathematical exchange. It's about sowing good into the world and watching those seeds bloom in unexpected ways. At the same time, generosity teaches us to control greed. Cling to money, and it will become your master. Free yourself from the fear of loss, and you will. Discover that true abundance comes when you're not obsessed with accumulating. Now that you understand the importance of generosity, the next step is maintaining a spirit of gratitude. This is the final secret to unlocking the full potential of prosperity that you can attract. Don't miss it, because what comes next will transform the way you see wealth. And now, let's talk about something profoundly transformative: maintaining a spirit of gratitude. The Bible teaches us in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, "In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." This might seem counterintuitive, especially when things aren't going well. But gratitude is a powerful key to unlocking more prosperity in your life. Gratitude is not just a response to good times, but a continuous attitude, a mindset that transforms every situation. When you practice gratitude, you begin to notice the abundance around you. And finally, we arrive at the last habit, the one that will tie everything together and give it a greater purpose: maintaining a constant focus on the greater purpose. In Matthew 6:33, Jesus reminds us, "But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you." This is the principle that, when truly understood and applied, completely redefines your relationship with money and prosperity. Often, we get lost in material goals and forget that true prosperity goes beyond the financial. When you focus on a greater purpose, whether it's spiritual, altruistic, or serving others, you begin to realize that true wealth is not just about what you can gain, but about the impact you can have on the world. And the great key here is, money follows purpose, not the other way around. When you live with a clear focus on something greater than yourself, all of your actions align with that purpose. Your work, your finances, your investments, your generosity, everything takes on a deeper meaning. And this is what creates a continuous flow of prosperity. People with a greater purpose aren't distracted by the relentless pursuit of fleeting wealth. They know that when they are serving a greater cause, financial blessings follow naturally. They make decisions not just based on immediate gains, but considering how those choices align with their values and impact on the world. Now, it's important to remember, keeping your focus on purpose doesn't mean abandoning your financial goals. In fact, it means your financial gains have a purpose. They serve something greater: your mission, others, and the impact you can make. When that happens, true prosperity manifests. And so, with these 12 biblical habits, you can transform your financial life. Remember, it's not just about one habit, but about integrating all these principles into your daily routine. True change starts from within. And when you apply these principles, your prosperity will be a natural consequence of your choices, actions, and mindset. Now, your journey is just beginning. Stay strong and allow these habits to become part of your everyday life. The financial future you dream of starts today. Now that you understand how to live with purpose, it's time to reflect on how to apply each of these habits in your daily life. It's not just about knowing what to do. It's about taking action. Now it's time to reflect. What is your next action? Every principle we've explored, every habit you've decided to adopt, cannot remain just in the realm of good intentions. For transformation to happen, you must take action. And the action doesn't need to be grand, but it must be consistent. The secret lies in taking the first steps, no matter how small they may seem, because these steps will, over time, add up to significant progress toward prosperity. What you've learned here is timeless. These are truths that transcend fads and trends and can positively impact anyone willing to apply these habits in their life. It's not about perfection, but about continuous progress. Every choice you make now is laying the foundation for a more prosperous future. If you live below your means, diversify your income, maintain a financial reserve, and act with generosity. You will not only accumulate more money, but also achieve balance and peace in your life. It doesn't matter where you are right now. What matters is where you're heading. And if you are following the right steps, persisting, staying focused on the higher purpose, and making gratitude a daily practice, you are already on the right track. The results will come, and they will come faster than you think. The journey to prosperity begins with a single step. So, take that step now. Don't delay. Don't wait for perfect conditions. The time to start is now. Your financial future begins today. And now, with all these habits in mind, it's time to consolidate the change. You are no longer at the starting point. Every action, every decision you've made so far is starting to weave together to create a solid foundation for your success. With each passing day, you are getting closer to becoming the person you've always dreamed of being. The one who not only attracts wealth, but also lives a life of purpose, balance, and gratitude. The key now is persistence. Don't expect instant results. What you sow today, you will reap tomorrow. And it's important to remember that difficulties along the way are natural. They are part of the process. The Bible teaches us that he who perseveres to the end will be saved. And this applies to your prosperity as well. But something very powerful happens when you seriously adopt these habits. You change your mindset. From someone who struggles against financial difficulties, you become someone who builds a reality of abundance. And when the mind